Today, we're tackling something a bit tricky, a bit counterintuitive.
It really is.
The mission is, how do you prepare your business for economic uncertainty when, honestly, things feel pretty okay right now?
It's like building an ark when the skies are perfectly blue.
Exactly. It's all about foresight over panic.
And we've got a great set of sources to guide us, really centered around this strategy from Vicky Wu and Unscrewed Marketing.
Right.
Their whole focus is on building that resilience before you actually need it, before the market contracts.
Welcome to your marketing department, where we share the best tips for marketing your small business. And the full link to this topic is down in the description. Be sure to subscribe so that you never miss our latest update.
Vicky Wu is the real deal. We're not talking about just any advice here.
No, not at all. This is, 30 years of experience at the CMO, CEO level. We're talking marketing for Fortune 500 companies, multi-billion-dollar organizations.
So this is serious institutional-grade knowledge.
It is, and what's so unique is how she's applying those huge corporate-level strategies, the ones built to maximize ROI and guarantee leads and, distilling them for entrepreneurs.
Making it affordable and accessible.
Exactly. So we're basically getting the Fortune 500 playbook on how to build a recession-proof marketing foundation.
And the key is to do it now, while the business is strong.
That's the only time it really works.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Part 1. The calm before the potential storm.
Right. Unscrewed Marketing makes this really critical point. When the economy's booming, it's easier to get customers.
It lulls you into a false sense of security.
It does. They call it the build it and they will come mindset. People have more disposable income, B2B clients are spending freely. If your product's good, you don't have to fight as hard.
The rising tide lifts all boats.
Precisely. Your marketing can even get a little sloppy and you might not notice.
But the experts, they're starting to send up some flares, some very date-specific warning signs.
Yeah, and we really need to pay attention to these forecasts because they give us our timeline for planning.
So what are they saying?
Well, if you look at the updated outlooks, the trend is, it's pretty clear. You have the Conference Board, for instance. They're projecting that higher tariffs and all this global uncertainty, it's going to weigh pretty heavily on GDP growth.
And they have a time frame.
They do. They're pointing specifically to the first half of 2026 as when it's going to hit hard.
And that's not just one source, right? Morgan Stanley is saying something similar.
Yep, a broader global slowdown. They see growth dropping from about 3.3% in 2024 down to 2.9% in 2025, and then hitting 2.8% in 2026.
So a clear downward trend.
But the forecast that I think should really grab every U.S. entrepreneur's attention is from RBC Capital Markets.
That's their take.
They're projecting the U.S. economy will be, and this is their phrase, flirting around 0% growth for 3 straight quarters in 2025.
0% growth. Wow.
I mean, that might not be a technical recession, but when you're trying to run a business, zero growth feels like you're going backwards.
Absolutely. And the actual risk of a recession isn't zero either.
Not at all. JP Morgan's research puts the probability of a U.S. or even a global recession by the end of 2025 at roughly 40%.
40%, that's almost a coin flip. You can see why small business owners are getting nervous.
The jitters are real. The data backs it all up.
Wow.
If you look at Q1 2025, a National Small Business Association survey found that nearly 2/3 of owners—
2/3?
Yeah, a shocking 66%— cited economic insecurity as their #1 challenge. That's the highest it's been in 13 years.
13 years. So that's not just a blip. That's a real, tangible fear that's affecting decisions right now.
Exactly. It means they're delaying hiring, they're holding off on buying inventory. You see the optimism index, too.
Right, the NFIB index.
It fell to 97.4 in March 2025, which is below the historical average. And what's more, this anxiety is hitting the top line.
Revenue concerns?
Big time. The U.S. Chamber MetLife Index showed 35% of businesses cited revenue as their biggest worry. That's a 10-point jump from just the quarter before.
A 10-point jump is huge.
Yeah.
And cash flow.
Confidence in cash flow dropped 9 points, from 72% down to 63%.
Okay, so the picture is clear. Things feel okay now, but the forecast for the next 12 to 18 months is shaky, and business owners are already feeling it.
And that 12 to 18-month window, that is the absolute key takeaway here.
Because it gives you time to prepare.
Exactly. The sources all emphasize this. Because the slowdown isn't happening tomorrow, you have this crucial window to plan, to implement, to test new strategies without the pressure of a full-blown crisis. You don't have to scramble.
You have time to build, which brings us right to part 2. The single worst but most tempting mistake a business can make when things start to slow down.
And we all know what it is. It's making marketing the first thing on the chopping block.
The easy cut.
The easy cut. They call it the worst thing you can do because it feels like you're saving money, but you're actually mortgaging your future.
So why does it happen over and over? Is it just that entrepreneurs forget how hard it was last time?
I think that's a big part of it, yeah. They have short memories. Customer attraction felt almost easy for a while, so they think, oh, it won't get that much harder.
And the other reason.
Marketing can feel intangible. It feels like fluff compared to something concrete like employee salaries. So it seems like a safer cut.
Yeah.
But that perception is just deadly when the economy turns.
Because the simple math is that in a slowing economy, getting a customer's attention gets harder.
And therefore, more expensive.
Right. It costs more.
This is where we have to get into the weeds a bit with the numbers, with what's called customer acquisition cost, or CAC.
Okay.
When people have less money to spend, or businesses are scrutinizing every single purchase, the competition for every dollar it skyrockets.
So in digital ads, that means your bids cost more.
Way more. You and your competitors are all fighting harder for a smaller pool of interested buyers. It drives your CAC up, sometimes significantly.
So let me get this straight. Your cost to get one customer goes up if your marketing budget stays the
You
same.
have fewer customers.
And if your budget gets cut,
You're guaranteeing a decline in new business. You've just created a self-inflicted downward spiral.
so to get the same number of customers as before, you actually have to spend more.
You either have to get wildly more efficient, which we'll get to, or you have to spend more. If you cut, you are basically just handing market share over to your competitors who are brave enough to hold the line.
Okay, let's pause right there because this is the terrifying piece of advice. The economy's shaky, my revenue is dropping, and you're telling me I need to spend more on marketing.
It's a totally valid fear. It feels wrong, but it's all about playing the long game.
Okay, explain that.
Wu's research cites studies of past recessions, and they all show the same thing. Businesses that maintained or even slightly increased their marketing spend during a downturn.
They did better.
They captured huge, disproportionate gains when the economy recovered.
So it's not just about survival, it's about positioning yourself to dominate when things turn around.
Exactly. Think about it. While everyone else goes dark, you keep a targeted spotlight on your brand.
So you stay top of mind.
You become the default choice for the customers who are still spending. And that's why the sources completely flip the script on budgeting.
What's the rule of thumb?
Generally, it's about 20% of your overall budget should go to marketing. But in slow times, they suggest that might need to increase to 22%, maybe 25%, or even more.
Just to get the same result you had during the boom.
Just to maintain your position.
The message is crystal clear. Cutting is a short-term fix with long-term consequences. So the only other option is to become massively efficient.
Which brings us to part 3. Building that efficiency and laser focus, and why you have to do it now.
The timing is everything.
It's non-negotiable. If you try to roll out a new CRM or a complex automation system when revenue is already falling and your team is scared, it's almost impossible.
People cling to what they know.
They cling to the tried and true, even if the tried and true is about to stop working. This is a key point from Wu.
A strategy that worked in a boom does not automatically work in a slowdown. The change in climate demands a change in tactics.
And the number one biggest action item they suggest for getting ready.
Automation.
Automation. It's your survival gear. It is the absolute key to doing more with fewer people, which is so vital when you might have a hiring freeze or even layoffs.
Yeah.
You have to automate the repeatable tasks.
To free up your people for the high-value stuff.
Exactly. For closing complex deals, for talking to high-value clients, not for copy-pasting emails.
Okay, so let's start with the foundation. The website. They say it needs to be professional, but not flashy.
Right. No need for tons of bells and whistles. It just has to be solid. And you need simple automations, like a chat bubble, so prospects can reach you easily. But there's a really specific tactical piece of advice here that I love.
What's that?
The website ownership audit.
Okay, what is that?
They're urging you to find out today, right now, who legally owns your website domain and your hosting.
Because it might not be you.
It might not be. And the stakes are massive. Imagine things get really tight, and you have to cut your hosting bill for a few months.
Okay.
If your vendor technically owns the domain or the website files, they can hold your entire digital presence hostage. They can force you to keep paying. Or you risk losing everything, your branding, your SEO, all of it. It's a complete disaster.
And the time to figure that out is now, while you're calm, not when you're desperate.
That is fantastic practical advice. Most of us just assume I pay the bill, so I own it.
And that's not always true. What about auditing the free platforms?
Absolutely. Go through your social media profiles, your Google business listing, all of it. Those become so important in a downturn because well, they're free ways to stay visible. Make sure they're optimized now.
But when it comes to where you should put your time and money for automation, where does that laser focus need to be?
Email marketing, hands down.
Why
It
email?
all comes back to one word: control. Social media is rented land. A company can change an algorithm overnight, and your ability to reach your own audience can get slashed. We've seen it happen again and again.
But your email list,
Yeah.
that's yours.
It's yours. You own that connection.
Mhm.
So that's where the automation has to be prioritized. We're talking about sophisticated drip campaigns to nurture leads.
Automatically sharing content.
Yep. And for any e-commerce business, abandoned cart emails they are completely non-negotiable. You have to have that automation running before things slow down. It's such low-hanging fruit with a massive ROI.
So the strategic shift is from broad awareness-style marketing that works in a boom
Right. Casting a wide net.
to direct high-intent conversion and customer retention marketing.
That is the entire game. In a slowdown, you have to focus on the leads that are ready to buy and on keeping the customers you already have. You can't afford to just build awareness.
And finally, what about the lead funnel itself? We need to plug the leaks.
This is so critical. Every single lead is precious in a downturn. You need automation layered into your funnel so that nothing, absolutely nothing, slips through the cracks.
And Woo's analysis actually walks you through how to find those leaks.
It does. It helps you find where prospects are getting lost. Is it a slow follow-up? A bad handoff from marketing to sales? You have to diagnose and fix that now.
And for a quick, affordable win on the staff efficiency front,
Chatbots. The technology is surprisingly good now, and it's affordable.
and what do they do?
A chatbot can handle all the basic questions, the FAQs, the initial lead qualification, that frees up your human staff from all those repetitive, low-value tasks,
So they can focus only on closing sales.
which is the name of the game when you need to do more with less.
Okay. So let's bring this all together. What does this really mean for you, the listener, sitting here today? The core message seems to be strategic preparation, not panic.
It is. It's about building these robust, automated, and controlled systems while your business is healthy, while you can still handle the change. The whole goal is to maximize your efficiency now.
So you have the flexibility later to not make those terrible panic-driven cuts to your budget.
Exactly.
We've established that cutting marketing is the worst move. It just drives up your customer acquisition cost. The really critical, counterintuitive idea from unscrewed marketing is that a boom time strategy will fail in a slowdown.
The environment itself changes, so your approach has to change. You have to shift from that wide awareness to deep, efficient conversion and control.
And that operational shift, that mental shift, that's the real challenge.
It is. You have to adjust your sales long before the wind actually changes direction.
Which leads us to our final provocative thought for you to take away. It's one immediate, non-marketing action suggested by the forces focused purely on your finances.
And it's a big one.
Have you started talking to your accountant now to make sure you have several months of operating expenses saved up and ready?
Because even the best marketing strategy in the world needs a financial runway to work. If your core business finances aren't strong now, your brand new, efficient marketing machine might not even survive long enough to see you through the slowdown.
It's a holistic approach to resilience. You have to plan for your budget and your cash reserves.
Both are essential.
That's our deep dive for today. We hope you feel a little more prepared for whatever the next few years might bring. And more importantly, we hope you take action now. We'll catch you next time.
A few months from now, you're either going to be relieved that you fixed your marketing or regretting that you didn't. The guesswork, the wasted budget, the missed leads, it doesn't have to keep happening. Grab your 360-degree marketing assessment now at unscrewedmarketing.com and let's get you a strategy that actually works before you lose more time chasing tactics that don't.